Hola, everybody, and welcome along to Barcelona. Now, there's no paella here on track. It is all about the racing again. The first 2 rounds have been nothing but full of action. Brooker, we're on with now at the minute, going around looking to try and grab pole position tonight in the Porsche. This track here, Barcelona, looking at the track temperatures, at the minute it's not too bad. There shall be good decent times, especially over qualifying, but it's all about the race and tyres here tonight. Even though there is a mandatory tyre stop, the tyres will be crying after a few laps. Temperatures will be immense. It's such a technical track. And just looking there as well into this third sector, this is one of the really strong sectors for the Porsche here as well. I would not be surprised if we see a few Porsche on the top, probably 5-6 positions. The only Achilles heel for it is the main straight, but other than that, I think it's probably the car to beat around here. So let's see how he gets on as we're going to go and start the first lap of qualifying. So he's going to go hard, and then he's going to go out as much to the left as he can, carrying as much of the curb into turn 1 to open up for turn 2, which is beautifully done there. You don't want to hit the curb too much there, and then it's going to be flat with a little bit of throttle control with the Porsche, I'd say. As you can hear there, beautifully done, and then it's flat out the whole way around here, down to about second gear. He's going to be hard on the brakes now, try and turn into the corner. Then you need to open up a little bit, let off, be patient, and then get that power back down as well. And then it's flat out up until this hard left-hander where he's just going to go hard on the brakes now. I'd say second gear, possibly first gear to pull the front in. And then it's flat out here. This is one of my favourite bits of the track, and this can also murder you if you take these curbs wrong here. So let's see how he goes. He keeps the front nice and tidy, opens himself up then for the exit, doesn't abuse that curve with the sausage on the inside. Can he take this flat out, or does he have to let off? He does let off. And now he's back on the throttle. It's hard down into sector 3 here now, where he's going to be hard on the brakes down to first gear to try and get that car turned in. Beautifully done, and on the exit, flat out again, running nice and wide, opening up the next section. This corner here is going to be super tricky, especially in the race. Loading that front left for so long, it's going to be crying. Then into this little kind of, I call it a mini chicane. It gets nice and tight. You need to stay away from those sausage curves to get a better exit there, and run nice and wide. Carry as much speed then around to the start finish. Run nice and wide onto the curb as well. Carry as much speed as you can. And it's just a drag race to the line there, and a 144.860 from A. Brooker, or Brooker, I keep calling him a different name, so Brooker. And now we're on Raccoon in the M4. It's a terrible looking car, the buck teeth on it, but you know what, it's a great car. As boring as it is just so consistent. It can eat all the sausage curbs around here. This car will be a little bit off pace of the Porsches, but will be a favourable car for race pace, because it's very good on its tyres. So staying on Raccoon here, you'll see just how wide he takes that. Barely one tyre left on the actual black tarmac to open up this first corner into the second, where he just takes a small bit of curb, runs wide. Now it's all about, as you see here, letting on the throttle, then back on. He's going to run that nice and wide. Now if you're a Formula 1 fan, at this corner here, you remember Fernando Alonso overtaking 2 cars around the outside on a race start in the Ferrari back in the day. It's such a great track, this. There's so many like opportunistic places to try and overtake, depending on how brave you are. And look at that so far, 4 Porsches in the top 5 places, which I'm not surprised with. Can they hold on to that? I'm sure we'll find out, as obviously we still have 15 minutes to go and the track is only fast, and it might get to optimal within that time. As you see, the BMW takes a little bit more of that curve there, not afraid of it. How does he go here? So he lets off. You could hear it drop down of a gear as well to pull the front in, and now it's flat down this part, and you're going to see how hard he goes the brakes. You see the nose dive a little bit, and as it dives there, you see there's the weight transfer to the front, and he gets that car turned in beautifully and uses just enough amount of off the track not to invalidate the looks of it. And this corner here, he's kept it nice and smooth, gets on the throttle nicely, runs nice and wide. It's looking like a very nice lap now. He's missed the apex there. Can he get the apex back here? Yes, he does. And can he do that? Oh, that is beautiful. That's how you need to do it. You need to literally kiss that little sausage curb on the inside just enough where you can just get the power on early. And across the line, where does he go now? Up into 9th position, definitely not too bad. And I'm sure there's probably more time in it there as well. He missed 1 or 2 apexes, so he definitely can improve. Now we're on with Mr. Minton in La Porsche, coming around here in Sector 3. Let's see who he gets on. And you know what, we're going to do a full lap in peace and quiet, and let's enjoy the onboard here with this flat 6 motor. So it seems like he's giving up on this lap in fairness, but he's up in 6th position. He's probably just saving his tyres to cool down a bit to go again. We'll try and get back on board for a full hot lap with somebody before the end of quali. And of course our amazing man that is silent to all of yous but working his absolute nuts off, Mr. Yannick's there. Or Yanks. Yeah, I don't know what way to say it. You can say it in me, hear me. Is it Yanks or Yannick's? I keep forgetting. Yankus, there we go. Sure, I knew that. Yeah, so Yankus here, he's a genius with these broadcasts as well. I love having somebody else do the broadcast, and it's so nice. But he's always a good man for finding the action and bringing the action to you guys. I just have to sit back here and talk, which is very, very easy. I can talk and judge these guys. It's totally different when you're in that seat and you're giving it every single bit of you. Oh wow, that dropping into 4th gear there, completely unstable. I'm wondering why he done that. That was a bit too much. The only thing here with this car, the Audi, the traction control is absolutely dirt, and hopefully we'll stay on board and hear it coming out of this first corner, or this tight left turn here, because it normally just kills the car. Okay, made a liar of me there. He obviously straightened up nicely, but normally the traction's super aggressive on this car. Doing good there with it. He misses. Everyone seems to be going very wide at the apex. They're not carrying as much speed as I was expecting. And straight then, looks like into 2nd gear so he can get the traction out of the corner. He didn't run 1st gear out of it. So I'm going to stay quiet. We'll try and see what Yannick... Okay, never mind. It's just not our day. Hopefully, I tell you what, if you want to try it with maybe 2-1-2 exactly, it was just, as I say, Mr. Hughes, let's see what happens here. I will stay silent once we come onto the main straight. Enjoy, guys. What time can Mr. Hughes do here now? Oh, beautiful lap there up to 5th place. Not bad at all, and it was lovely and smooth there. The one thing I still think there's a little bit more time in turn 3. He done too much lifting, I think. So there's 1 or 2 places I still feel he maybe has a few tenths in on. Whether he can break that top 4, maybe a different story. Those Porsches, as I did say at the start of this stream, will be in a league of their own, especially with Berninek, Grogesh, Taragoja and Brovek there, or Borovic. Absolutely unreal drivers there. Hughes and Johnny there, and Arlavi very, very close together as well. Great to see this top 10, 1.1 seconds. Not too shabby at all. And all the way down to 23rd is only 2.5 seconds off, so very, very well matched. I reckon we could have maybe 3 groups, but the second group, the middle group, could be absolutely huge. And I think that's where most of the action will be. It always seems to be the case. We're on here with Zurich. So let me have a look here. See how he gets on here now. Mr. Ivo. I do like the Aston Martin. That's another car that should be decent around here. Has good straight line pace. Very, very kind on its tyres, in fairness to it. Be interesting. The Honda's going to suffer here, but then again, luckily enough, these guys will do a mandatory tyre change. So it won't be too bad for them, depending on the track temperature. We are in optimum track conditions now. So let us see what these will do. So Zurich there doing a fantastic job there, and he got in the power nice and early, and like, that's all you need to do. Once you kind of know you're kind of midway through the corner, get that power on, let it run wide and carry the speed. Your front left is going to be under a severe torture throughout this lap, and that's where some of the main things going to be. Your front left and then your rear tyres as well, with the traction coming out of these corners. You're going to be absolutely on it. So it's not a bad thing that they have mandatory tyres here today. How does he take this now? You need to avoid that corner. If you hit that curb too much, it will send you into a one-way ticket to destination F. Well, I have to say, I'm sure SRP, the sponsors here of ISDA, must be very, very happy with the level of racing so far. There's been some epic races. I still cast my mind back to Paul Ricard. It was a phenomenal race. I have to say it was probably one of the most enjoyable races I've had as a commentator, especially on ACC. So here we are now with Zurich. Nicely done. Oh, too much of that sausage car, but he gets around. He will lose a bit of time from, but hopefully not too much. I'd say there's a few tenths left in that bag there. So let's see what he can do here now. No improvement, unfortunately, there. But I'm sure he knows there still is a bit of pace there, as we're on with Bellic now. Let's see. So, sorry. Blazic, it is. I just don't say it right. So I read it as if it's English. Even though I'm Irish and should speak Gaelic. Sure, look. So Blazic here. I know we're off for Blazic now. We're on with Bogusz. Mateusz Bogusz. And up into 6th place he goes. That Bentley, a car I really do like to see on the track. And I'm so happy that he's driving it. He's one of my secret favourites. I know commentators shouldn't have favourites, but I don't pretend like the Sky team that they all just pretend that they're not all for the British drivers. I'll just be honest. There's a lot of drivers I do go for here, and I'm really looking forward now with Minton, Borovic, Torgoja, Grogesh, and Berninek. It's going to be quite interesting. But Bogusz in the mix as well. It's just going to be so much fun. Pat's behind. Jay Hughes is right in there. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be really, really interesting with Jan Izach as well there. Wolfschlaner, Arlavi. And actually, I was reading in the Discord, and while we're going around here, I might as well just say this out. So there is penalties being carried over tonight, guys. So anyone watching who's not racing, just so you are aware, car number 49 is carrying over a stop and go for 10 seconds. And car number 100, if number 100's here, actually, I'll check has actually a qualifying ban and has to start from the back. So is car 100 here tonight? That is the thing. Does not look like car 100's here. Is car 49 here? Neither are, so they're going to be carried over, I'm assuming, to the next race. So you can't be hiding. If you do something wrong, you got to pay the consequences. As I always say, you go out for a few points and you wake up behind or beside someone you shouldn't have. You just got to face it and live with it. Yankish knows what I mean there. So Bogus here now going around again. It carries quite a lot of curve there, but then again the Bentley can do that. It seems to be able to absorb them a little bit better. And look how wide he's going there. He got on the throttle nice and early. Gets in tight. He needs to be getting on that power a bit early. Let the car run a bit wider. The tyres will cry, but it's the fastest way. And this V8 loves to rev, and you don't mind running a little bit wide to come back in tight, get on the power. Beautifully done there. Now this corner here, you do not want to mess it up. Just a little bit curb, not too much. That's beautifully done there. Very impressive. Oh, this is a beautiful lap. This has to be an improvement. This is a thing of beauty. Nice and early on the power. Run that curve perfectly. Now be patient with the throttle. Let the front gather a grip and bang. Oh, that's lovely. Now can he keep this a little bit tighter than the other guys? No, he lets it run a little bit wide. Right on the curve though. Oh, there's a car there. Hopefully that hasn't impeded him too much, because that's a beautiful exit of that corner as well. Oh, Bogus. That is a beautiful, beautiful lap, and hopefully that has improved, because that looks like it was a good lap. No. That really looked like a good lap there. Maybe just the last sector might have lost a little bit of time. That was unlucky, Bogus. You have one more go pretty much, because this is it. Anyone crossing the line over the next minute has one more bit of the pie, and we are on now with Kuhn. And Kuhn is not up on it. Or Maxwell, I must say. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong car. We're on with Max here now. 5th place. That is a great lap in that Mercedes. Where did that come from? So just looking here as well, Christianik is actually up a bit of time. Looking at the splits, Aralavi is up nearly a 10th as well. So Aralavi could be a little bit of a danger to Yannick or Jan Yishik. So Pats is giving up with looks of it there. So Aralavi here now, where is he? He's not up as much time as he was originally. Can he crawl any bit back? At the minute, I would say possibly not. As now we're on with Torgoj. Torgoj, where is he? Up into 2nd. Right. He is done and dusted. Borovec is up a bit of time as well, not much. Torgoja has given up on that now. Bogus is up nearly another 10th and a half. Oh, what a good dude. What a good dude. Getting that big boy up into 6th position. Hughes is up a little bit of time and is up into 10th position now. Anyone else behind up a bit of time? Oh, there's a few. Actually, a car that's looking very interesting is Mikshik, number in 18th position at the minute, up 4 tenths. What can he do here? He's absolutely on it. And 4 tenths will be huge for him. That'll put him up into about 15th position. Oh, he's lost everything out of that corner. Oh. That's a sound of pain in my voice, because that was looking like it was going to be a stonker, and he was gained a bit of time back. We are on with Levi now. Levi's up over 6 tenths. Oh, what a lap by Levi. Well done. Up into 16th position. That's what you want. That'll give him a bit of confidence going into the race. So we now have our ad now from our sponsor SRP, guys, and we'll be back after that. And here we have in pole position Berninek, a great lap by him. And then right beside him on the grid, you see Torgoza there in second position. And then in third position behind in the sister car to Berninek, you've got Borovec. Then beside Borovec, you have Grogesh. And then behind Grogesh, you have Mex in the Mercedes. And then beside him, you have Bogush in that Bentley. And then beside Bogash, you have is Janishik in the Audi. But Aralabi beside him as well. Then right behind, then we have Wolfschlenner. Then Jay Hughes in that beautiful looking BMW. Then we have Mr. Minton in 11th position. Then in 12th position, you've got Pat right beside the Porsche in that Mercedes. Then we have Kuhn in 13th position with Christianik in 14th in that beautiful looking Honda there. Then in 15th position we have Brooker. Then in 16th we have Levi with a great lap there, second go. Then Dor in... where are we now? Which car are we on? After flying through all these. We're on Dor there now in his Lexus. Then we've got Mikshik in the Porsche. Then we've got Dazuka in the Lexus. Love that dude. Just for the name alone, that's just enough for me. Then next in the group we have Zoricic. And then beside Zoricic, I kept going to go over this as Blazic. Then we have Wawrzewski. These are getting tougher. Then beside him we have Sivovicic. Then we have Dunster, back to a name I can pronounce. Then Dabble. Then beside Dabble we have Vermeulen. Then beside Vermeulen it's Bieber. Justin Bieber, that is. Then it looks weak. We have Berlito in last position, and the safety car just giving him a bit of a tease, letting him know, look, this is how it goes. And we're about to get into the warm-up lap. So, get yourselves ready for an hour of action. Track temperature is 30 degrees, so quite warm. It is optimum race conditions as well. So this will be a rapid start. And these guys can really abuse the tyres if they want at the start. Once they can keep the temperatures and manage them, it shouldn't be an issue. It's all about going to be front loading. But guys, look at that though. 4 Porsches in the top 5. And then a Mercedes. So it really goes to show. And to be honest with you, for Mex and the Mercedes as well, the Mercedes tends to have a slight bit of understeer, so for him to really get the best out of that and be best of the rest from the Porsches in the manufacturer side of things, that's a great feat to have done. So, and track time, it's only 10:03 a.m. So it is probably going to get warmer as this race continues. So keep an eye on temperatures. Yeah, it's something we are really looking forward to. It's always a great track and there's always some great racing. The guys just need to remember, it's not about the first lap and trying to get by. It's about being patient. It's picking your battles. It's about using your strategy as well with undercuts, overcuts, racing smart. And a lot of these guys do race smart. So I won't be worrying too much here tonight. With the live student there, the guys know if they throw their toys out of the pram, they'll be quickly thrown back in. And they'll pay for it as well. So the guys know exactly what they need to do. Great to see 29 cars starting tonight as well, and it definitely a good mix in pace. So let's see how these do. Now I was just getting myself a drink of water because of a feeding these guys, especially like last week, will have me just talking the whole way to the end. So, you know, gotta be ready for this one. And as you can see there as well, for the next 30 minutes at least, it's going to be sunny, sunny, sunny. And 0 wind as well, so cars should be quite predictable. Isn't that just the sight to see? And you see there Bogish really swerving that Bentley around, trying to generate some temperatures while he wants that now. I'm sure after a few laps he'll probably regret going too mad. That's the kind of track you can nearly get away with just not overheating your tyres or overwarming them at the start and let them just warm up after about 6-7 corners. They're really going to be getting the proper pinch. So now they're slowing down, starting to line up in order. As with GTs, it's always a stand or a rolling start, and you have to keep to 70 kilometers an hour maximum. If you go over that, you will see the pit lane very, very soon. So here we are, guys, all getting ready to go. Coming around onto the main straight. Isn't that just a beautiful sight? All those beautiful looking cars with the amazing liveries, all ready to go. And here we are, any second, and we are off. And look at that, Horgoja straight away going for the turn 1 race, but it's a drag race down and he's not winning it there. Bernick getting a drag race and also towing along Borovic. And look at the Audi there of oh no, that's the Onjic on the inside. Oh, little contact there. Mex gets a little feel of what it's like to be touched by a Porsche. Probably not too nice. Oh my god, there's carnage behind. Oh wow. God help the stewards trying to figure that one out. Oh wow, that was huge.
Safety car.
Safety car is now out. Safety car is officially being released. The first time this season it is being released onto the track, so the guys can slow down and get ready, as the safety car is literally sitting there waiting to go out and catch the guys up. Hazard lights on there from the leader, Torgoja. Wow, and we even missed that move with Torgoja and Bernick there because of what happened at the start. So probably not the worst thing in the world to happen for Torgoja now. He can control the restart as well, which is good. So the safety car, that beautiful looking Audi, getting ready to go. Now we don't know how many laps the safety car will be out for, but we will obviously hear from race control when it comes back in. Oh, just getting really excited. It's always the way. But, you know, for these guys here at the front, especially Bernick and Borovic.
This is race control, car number 705. Please speed up to catch the train in front.
Okay, so Bogish now being asked to get the finger out and go for it. I think he's driving a little bit too slow. This is the joys with safety cars. Everyone interprets it their own way for slowing down. There should be, I'm sure there is a speed limit involved. And that Audi there, even though it's a GT4, is well capable of driving fast, but let's see how they go. Wow. I have to say, for a safety car, sounds beautiful. Look at the damage on some of these cars coming in. Oh wow, Vermeulen, literally, he went 5 rounds with Mike Tyson and came out the worst of it. Oh, look at the Beamer as well coming. Oh my god. Wowzers. I just made a mess of my trousers. Look at that. Valve Z-check there, absolutely in the wars as well. And Mex, oh that's Pats, sorry, Pats as well. Quite a bit of rear damage on that Mercedes. We can't see the front from where we are, but wow. so many cars in the pits from 22nd down. You've Dunster, Door, Bellick, Vermeulen, Mikshek, Bruker. Then you have then Valzicek and Pats. Oh, for Pats, that's horrendous. So here we have the safety car. Guys are starting to catch up now, as you can see on the map. 175, 130, they're all quite a bit behind, and I'm sure they'll speed up a little bit to try and catch this pack quite quickly. As we have still one more car in the pit, that's the car number 10 of Pat's. Wow. So I reckon there could be at least another lap or two. Is car number 10 coming back out? It is. Okay, so there probably will be about another 2 to 3 laps possibly of a safety car, depending on how quick they can catch up. Obviously, the safety car will go as slow as he can to try and catch or let everyone pack up together, but he has to go at enough pace, I suppose, for the guys to have a little bit of heat in those tyres also. That's just enough. You can still get your tyres warm there. It just goes to show you how many cars it takes in a row there. Look at that for a view. Oh, you need to get a few pictures of this, guys. That is phenomenal looking. I'm going to give the guys in ISDA a little tip if they want for the safety car. They should make the ISDA safety car livery and throw SRP in it as well. It'd be quite cool looking, seeing the league livery sitting on that bad boy with safety car. So now, still so spread out. The track temperature hasn't risen in this time as well, which is not too bad. And this does go into the race time as well, so I'm sure the guys will be absolutely crying for poor Sebastian Pats here to catch up. Unfortunately, he had 15 hours worth of time damage there. And at least his car is back running right and a way to go. At least he can join up to the back of the pack as well. So he should catch them, I would say, by end of this lap, max next lap. He will half the circuit off. Well, yeah, I'd say about mid-circuit off. So guys, what we're going to do is a quick replay now of what happened. And let's see exactly, can we decipher what happened. So here we go, race start, as you see, about 5-6 car wide nearly at one stage there. Everything goes through, so Pat's... So back on again. Let's see, I think the app is just acting the maggot. No, the app is going crazy, the app is just not working this replay, unfortunately. No, it's back working now. Oh, so Pat's just... Even though he was off the track, got clipped. So it looks like Pat's was off the track, still kind of trying to come into rejoin, but there was another car off. They ended up collecting. So this actually happened with Pat's rejoin. And I can't even say that was an unsafe rejoin. It was just unlucky that there was cars everywhere. Oh, that's going to be a hard one for the stewards. Because in my opinion there, I really don't think Pat's is majorly at fault with that. Let's go into the replay here. Right, so here we go now. You just slow that down now, really slow. Yeah, so at that stage Suzuki would already been tapped as well. If we can just rewind that and let's go really, really slow, what you'll see is Suzuki gets a slight bit of rear ending. And if you can slow down the playback speed, exactly, perfecto. Probably slightly more, yeah. So you'll see here now, the Zuka, yeah, a little bit sideways. He had that bit of contact, and then at that stage, then it was just a domino effect. So it was door. Oh, that was tough.
Safety car going in this lap.
I just hear the safety car going in this lap. And you know something, thank God for the safety car, because that could have been a lot of guys' races ruined there in that one moment. But these things can happen in tight racing. Just, it's never nice to see it that severe with so many cars, but we're back and going, which is the main thing. Safety cars in this lap, and car number 175 is trailing half a lap behind. Did he go in for a late pit? Why is 175 there? That's the second time they've been in the pit. Yeah, so they pitted for some reason again. The safety car is in, so...
Safety car ended. Green flag. Leader to restart the race.
So green flag if we can jump on now with the leader. And here we are, and look at this. Tergoja gets a great go there. Go half a second clear of Bernanik. And Bernanik quite clear then from Borovic. So Grogesh though is going to be quite close now to Borovic, and this could be an interesting move. He's, oh, look at the toe, he's going for it. He's looking for a way around. He's going to make sure now. Oh, can we jump on there to the 4th place 911 there? They're having a great battle. Oh, look at this up the inside. Oh, they touch, but they keep going though. Oh, this is great stuff here. Borovic and Grogesh. Grogesh comes out on top. Elbows are out and holds the better line. Oh, this is great stuff there. So Maximilian there has pulled off a great move. He was going for it. Borovic was defending like a champ, and nothing he can do. Then Jay Hughes is trying to go around Mr. Janicic. But Janicic there placing that car beautifully, and in fairness, Hughes has nowhere to go. Janicic gets a little bit wild. Luckily enough, didn't clip that curb too much. Those mid-engine cars don't like those sausage curbs. The Audi seems to be, luckily enough, quite stable. So Hughes, I feel, is a little bit too far behind for anything major to be happening as of yet. Ooh, interesting. And all it, you can already see already. Ooh, there is a bit of a gap now starting to go as well. From Bernanik to Grogesh, 2.1 seconds. So the Audi's just getting a little bit of shape. That M4 though is going to carry a bit more speed. The only thing is the Audi in a straight line with that V10 is a demon to go. So what can Hughes do? Can Hughes get enough of a tow to try a bit of a last or late break hooray? I don't think so. He's shown the nose. It's more of a bluff there just to kind of show that he's there. And he'll just focus on trying to get a better exit and drive through the next few corners, as he's definitely taking it a lot tighter. We're on now with Dabble. Oh, a bit of a spin behind. That is the Zuka, unfortunately, like a bazooka tonight. Second time to be involved with a little incident, and probably not his fault, we don't know. Hopefully we'll get a replay of that and see, but he is now down in essentially second last. And
This is race control. Lap 1, turn 1 is in 2. Turns 1 and 2 are now in destination. Lap 1, turn 1 and 2.
good luck to you, stewards. Turn 1 and turn 2. We'll be back next week with those results to be taking ages. There's so much happened there. And do you know what? A big shout out to all the guys in race control, because it's not an easy job. And it's so hard to make the fair and right. Oh, there's a big damage. No, he's grand. He's back on. That was the replay. And then now we're back on now with Mikshik here now. So Mikshik here coming down, but there's a bit of battling ahead there. Ooh. Dennis Polito's trying to get involved. We're on with Hubert Bieber. Justin Bieber's German cousin, I would say. If Hubert is German, I'm not sure. Oh, Hubert is Polish. Yes, Tesh Piękny, Hubert. So he's coming around there now. And he is chasing. Oh, whoa. Mick Schick there had it slight. Oh. Go back on here again and see what's happened. So Mick Schick just tries to go around and didn't leave enough room. To be honest, that was his fault. And then the Zuka wasn't where he was. So to be honest with you, that was Mick Schick's own fault. And so here he is now. As he runs very, very wide there. Zavokshik. Oh, and the Zuka getting sideways as well. And this is the thing, this track, already up a degree on track temperature and on air temperature, is going to be getting quite spicy. And you'll see a lot of these cars losing grip quite quick. Oh! I tell you one thing, Barlito was blessed there that Bieber got on the power. This is, I think, it'll be a nice little battle. M4 versus Merc. Two front-engined cars, although you've got straight 6 versus V8. And I'm sure that V8 has a slight bit more grunt in it. Oh, as he goes so wide there. Bieber absolutely clears out some of that foam there. And look at this there. Drag race, and Barlito is going to make him run wide and hopefully continue to make him run. No, he doesn't. He goes very, very fair. I think that's very nice racing. Not overly. He could have thrown probably a little bit more of an elbow out there, but it's very good racing. So Bieber lives to fight another day. He'll probably be singing to me, what do I mean? Terrible pun for Justin Bieber. I'm going to call him Justin Bieber from now on. And we're on now with Grogesh. Oh no, we're not. We're on with Kristanik now. Oh! He was going to go for... have to say... Oh, Minton gets that job done there properly and defends position properly. Well, look at this. Mex is right on the back. And I just have a feeling this poor Honda, give it a few more laps, is going to be dropping off a bit because it absolutely loves to chew on them tyres. Arlavi behind is sitting there waiting to pounce. Mex does not want to leave that door open at all. Arlavi will take that door and then slam it shut in front of Mex. On with Beliak now. So Bieber has lost out to Barlito, and oh, he's going to lose out, it looks like, to Mr. Beliak as well. No, he stays ahead, barely. He just needs to get his composure back. He just needs to be focused on the tarmac ahead and not be worrying too much behind. There's Beliak here doing a great job, in fairness to him. Up ahead though in the car number 689, you've Dazuka, Warbojek absolutely on 0.2 of a second. Dazuka's going to go for it down the inside. Does Dazuka make this one stick? Oh, he looks like he's going to make a stick, but also, in fairness there, Warbojek will have the inside line, but it doesn't mean anything. Dazuka's just going to send it around the outside. Oh, is he going to be able to keep the car ahead? There's going to have to be room there for Dazuka to take the corner too. Dazuka now holds the inside line. Oh, that's great driving from Dazuka. He just needs to make... Oh, beautiful. He'll be a bit compromised on the exit, but he has to go into that V8, which might help him here against the BM, or else he can park the car on the inside line there and block any move. But that's great driving from both drivers there. Spatial awareness. I will give them a top 10 out of 10 for that bit of driving there from both drivers, as Bieber here now is literally after losing out to Beliak there. We've now got Door right behind, ready to pounce as well then as Pats. And behind Pats then, Mick Schick's on his recovery mission. Great stuff here. So Bieber is doing very, very well. Look at this though. Bernick has took the lead from Torgoja while we're looking at everything else going on. He has got the move done. Grogesh in third, Borovec in fourth position, Joniak in fifth. Great stuff here. And then behind him you've got Hughes sitting there. I have to say, I really do love Hughes' livery on that BMW. It really just stands out so beautifully on the camera. Beautiful colour scheme on him. As we're back on with Door now, who is pushing along. Going for another one on the inside here. This time he has a bit more ahead of him, but a much slower exit this time round. But he's got the job done. Brilliant move. Sector 3 seems to be his sector. Pat's getting a little bit elbowy there with Mick, but Mick there could have maybe gave a little bit of room. So Pats is just looking now, waiting for a move to happen for himself. He will have a bit more power. I don't think he'll worry too much about the Porsche in a straight line. Can he catch up with Mr. Bibber? That is the question. Oh, it looks like Minton has swapped positions with Christian Nick ahead as well, guys, with everything else is going on. This right here, Bibber, Door, Pats and Mick looking to try and get involved as well. Very, very interesting. Mick though, see, this is where the Porsche is super strong and kind of the door is shut. He needs to try and go for it here. See, this is very frustrating for the Porsche. It's such a... You really have to make a move happen here. And especially with tyres, how hard do you want to go now? Because this Porsche, I'm sure, if he got ahead, well, he's killing his tyres. He's driving so aggressive, looking for any room. Look at this, though, from Pats on the inside line here. That should be done and dusted. Absolutely lovely stuff there. Bibber is thinking to himself, what do I need to do? I was looking at Mick on the inside of Bimmer. This swap, oh, side by side, very, very close. Job not over just yet, though. The Beamer's right behind as we jump on now with Berlito. Back on with Bibber. Bibber now, I think, has to settle because the Porsche through this bit of the sector, I think we'll pull out enough of a move as we're on now with Mr. Dennis Berlato right behind Dabo. Rafael Dabo, I actually really do like that car. They're very aggressive looking, them Mercedes. I do love them. I drove and messing around Spa, just found Eau Rouge very understeery, but I'd say here could be a different manner. They're progressive corners, so the understeer probably wouldn't be too bad. Although when the tyres warm up, I could be talking crap. And here we go, Berlato, Dabble, who's going to go? Dabble's given just enough room and holds the inside line and they'll get himself parked in front again. That's great driving. That's exactly how you defend a corner. You just leave enough room, but also let them know, do you know what, you're not going to get by me here. And he's going to go into the inside line. This is great stuff. Two different driving styles, two different race lines. One defending like a champ, the other looking for a chink in his armour. And also looking there as well, Dabble is running some damage to the front of that car. So that is why he's probably having to defend a little bit more than maybe he'd like. He's doing a great job there, to be fair about it. You got to give it to him.
This is race control, 1.1 and 32. This is recorded as a race. Race control is now checking the lap 4, 5, 6 and 7 incidents.
There we have it. It's a racing incident there. And look, to be honest with you, I do kind of agree with it because you've got cars all over the place. And it was a chain reaction. People being caught up with braking by cars rejoining, and then 3 or 4 cars trying to go into one. So, you know what? I would agree with that. As much as I love seeing people getting penalties and spicing up the race, I think that's the fairest thing to do. So fair play to them. As Dabble now doing everything he can to try and get back up to Belito. As Belito goes by, and Dabble is now going to be under pressure from Bellic. Or Blazich, sorry, Blazich. I keep reading it as if it's English. Blazich. Dabble here, doing a great job. So I'm just wondering how much damage he does have. How many seconds will it be? Look at this! Oh, is he going to go around the outside? But he's going to place himself great for turn 2 anyway. He can run the Porsche wide. That's exactly what he needs to do. He does do, but the Porsche is still on the inside there of Brooker. With Brooker and, yeah, Vavishek there. Not much you can do there. That was great work there from Andrew. And from Vavishek there as well. So Brooker doing all he can for Bud Sweet and Gears. Or Bud Sweat and Gears. There's just so much close action still on this track. It's just crazy to think we're nearly 25 minutes into this and nearly halfway already. This is crazy. Even with a safety car, there's been so much happening here. And you know what we expect? To look at Pats though. Pats is going to go for that move on Door. He's going to push Door out a little bit wider, and Pats is, I'd say, safely ahead now, as he's going to be able to dictate the next few corners and park his car. And Mick Schick is right there to try and go against Door as well. Mick Schick has to wait, and this is where he's just going to find it a little bit hard, but I don't know the actual performance comparison with the Lexus and the Porsche. I'd assume because the Lexus has run the V8 might just have a little bit more grunt than the Porsche, but I'm sure we're going to find out now in a minute. Porsche looks like it has the legs. No, the Lexus is pulling away. Wow. What about on braking? The Porsche should be absolutely amazing on brakes. He is, but so he should be nice and faster here. Oh no! Last thing you want to do in a Porsche is start making it go like a pendulum. Essentially rear engine, rear wheel drive cars. These probably a bit more mid engine in these GT3s. But he should pull back up fairly quick with this as we're back on now with Valgicek. So the pit window is now open for 10 minutes. This is the time to go in and change tyres. I would assume the Porsche is out front. You'll see maybe a bit of chopping and changing quite soon because there's a gap. There's a bit of a gap between them. If someone goes in now, they might get a little bit of a jump. If someone waits for 10 minutes, they might slightly come out. Behind her might just be kind of thereabouts. So it'll be interesting to see, do they all just jump in at one go, or does someone try to do an overcut or undercut here? So I'm with Valgicek here. Brooker still ahead, and then it looks like then car number 12, and that is Vokvicek. Oh, I tell you one thing, Valgicek there doing a great job. Brooker on the inside though, carrying a bit more curve. Brooker is driving like a champ. What can Valgicek do to get by? Oh, this is great driving. Oh, Valgicek straight into the pits. Valgicek, oh, and Dorway looks for going into the pits as well. Or that's Suzuki in the pit, sorry. Running the same looking car as Door. In case I hate agriculture. So we're back on now with Aralavi with Mex. And these two guys having a nice battle. Both V8s. And both running quite nicely, the front engine cars there. So what I've heard though, and I could be wrong, that the Aston is slightly better on its tyres than the Mercedes. Let's see how they get on. Oh, this is lovely. Should we do an onboard lap? Right, we're going to do an onboard lap, and anyone who's watching this race, absolutely be in the comments there and let us know how you're enjoying the race as well. We love seeing you guys chatting away.
This is race control. Car number 3 gets a drive-through for causing collision under safety car with car 917. Car 917 gets a 10-second time penalty for overtaking under safety car. Car number 80 gets a drive-through for causing collision lap 6 turn 1 with car number 12. Race control is now investigating lap 6 and lap 7.
Well, there you go, lap 6 and lap 7 now, and yeah, that's quite interesting, and it's going to change the game a little bit with Hughes now in the pits as well. Drive through for Bellick, 10 seconds for Door, drive through for the Zuka. So guys, in the comments there on YouTube, please let us know what your predictions are. Who is going to win this race out of the Porsches out in front? Is it Bernick, Terragoja, Grogesh or Borovic? Or even Janicek there as well in the Audi. Let us know, guys. As we're on now with Vavzicek. Pitted on fresh rubber, and I'm sure it will be starting to rain a few of these people in. Mr. Paul Venture as well, how are you doing? I see you're watching. Oh. So Valjicek here doing a great job out in front at present. He's just going to put in with these guys here. He's using that little bit of clear air he had, and he's going to start pulling through the field as we're on now with Mr. Aralava. So Robert, what can he do in 9th position at the minute? 0.4 of a second off Max. Max is always top class. So let's see now, he's coming around, he's after dropping off quite a bit. So that's not good, but sure, look, it is what it is. Now, on now. Is he going to get the move done on him? Oh, lovely up the inside he goes there. That's a great job there from Zoricic. That's what we like to see, guys. Zoricic is going through nice and probably going a little bit probably more cautious than I would have expected, but doing a phenomenal job nonetheless. Now it's the stream got a bit blurry, but it's back in my focus now. Perfect. Into turn 1, you can see, I love the physics in this. You see the suspension travel when they're hard on the brakes. You see that nose dipping, and you can see that slight bit of weight transfer with the corners as Kuhn comes out in the pits. Kuhn in 13th position, is he going to be? Yeah. Not too bad as well. And Mex out there in 14th position. So Mex now should be nice and fast, and we'll start trying to get back up through this grid. With a tyre stop here, I'd say the average overall time they will be losing in the pits is anywhere from about a minute to about a minute and a half, depending if there is any damage as well. And here we have the top 3 in the pits. Oh, brilliant stuff. And what I like to see there as well, Jan Jisic is staying out. Oh, he's not. He's gone into pits as well. It looked like he was going to stay out. Christian X in. I suppose they have to. They've only 2 minutes left. Probably too dicey now. You're going to see Doyle in as well. So on here now with our man Jan Jisic there in that Audi. Now here we are on board car number 12, Radislav Sivokic. Going around, he is attacking away with Vermeulen. Vermeulen parking that car quite nicely. And it looks like a bit of a drag race here. Vermeulen slightly ahead, but has to leave the door open. Oh, getting very tight with Vermeulen there, but they've gotten through. Either guys do not want to give up there. Vermeulen though is now behind. Beautiful camera angle there. So Zivocic there has, after getting through, not a problem. And look at this, or Zabruker behind there as well, looking to get involved. Oh, and this is where this Porsche is going to be super strong. Will he try and send it around the outside? Will he have the pace to do so? Not this lap, because in fairness, Vermeulen there, keeping him quite honest. Great to see that. Oh, this is so close. And you see just that Audi does not like that curve. This could put Vermeulen now in a dangerous position. The last person you want to give a door open to is Brucker. Luckily enough, that Audi though in the straight line definitely has the legs of that Porsche. And has the legs in the McLaren as well, because he's coming up attacking now. Will he be able to attack it in the braking area? No, he won't, and he thinks the better of it as Brucker. So late in the brakes. That Porsche has phenomenal brakes. We've been seeing it all evening. The guys can brake so much later. They've much more confidence in that car and much more confidence in the front end. With the pit window, as you hear, now closed. This is it for the last 25 minutes of this race. Hard to believe we're already so far into this race. It's been full of absolute amazing action. Big incident, race start, safety car, and it's been so close racing since that. And as I say that, look at this, Brucker, Vermeulen. Brucker's the inside line now. Vermeulen's going to have to go for the wide line. Brucker though able to carry a much more stable line than in fairness there. Zivocic be ahead of him there in the McLaren that time when they were side by side with Vermeulen the lap previous. Great driving there from Brucker. Vermeulen now has himself, it looks like, Zivocic behind there as well now. Zivocic. I'll eventually get it right without having to look. But this is where the Porsche should be super strong. You can see he is catching the McLaren. In the McLaren versus Porsche fight in a straight line, interesting to see. I would assume the Porsche should have, because I've heard just how slow that McLaren is in a straight line, but let's see. I know the McLaren loves mid-speed corners. Looking at that, the Porsche looks like it has legs, but then the McLaren pulls back a bit. Oh, maybe they're just on par. But the thing is, the Porsche is going to be massively big difference on the brakes. Brucker was going to go for it and decides to get out of it. Oh! Well, I think that was just a massive sideways moment. I would assume there was a little bit of contact there from and Zivocic there. Let's see. Or did he just get it wrong? Yeah. So, yeah, that was not Vermeulen's fault. It is what it is there. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to affect Vermeulen too much. He already had quite damage on the side of that car there. So I think that would be classed as a racing incident. It was just a little bit too aggressive. You need to give room. If you're going side by side, you can't just cut across and expect that car just to avoid it altogether. I don't know why it's flashing.
This is race control. Lap 7 turn 1 incident between cars 12 and 96. Car number 12 gets a warning for not leaving enough space. Over. The race control is now investigating laps 8 and 9.
Interesting. We've heard it here, guys. So now looking back here for Vermeulen. Yeah, I think he's definitely winning this fight at the minute. The Aston Martin is a little bit all over the place. So there, oh, whoa, what is going on here with these guys? I didn't see that the first time around. That is crazy. Wow. So Zivocic needs to kind of rein himself in. He's overdriving and getting a bit too excited there as we're on with someone who is quite a good driver, Mr. Dan Minton. He is more about being smooth, as well as Krishnik ahead as well. And I have to say, I'm delighted Krishnik is doing well in the Honda in 12th position, because it's definitely a track that wouldn't be its finest hour. And in the last bop, it seems to be slightly slower as well, I've noticed. Whether the drivers can agree with that as well, I don't know. As Pat's here in Berlito, Mercedes versus Mercedes. Oh, what a beautiful sound of angry AMG V8. So Berlito is doing a great job. Pat's, though, seems to be having a lot more pace at present. Pat's just needs to be patient. Patient Pats, we call him. Sebastian is sitting there. I would say Sebastian, if he can hold it through here and get a nicer exit, if he can hold its tighter line, he's going to get a nice drive here. Now let's see, can he pull out? And in fairness, Berlito's after pulling out a bit of a gap there. But can Pats get a bit of a tow? Maybe one, if he's running slightly less aero, might get a few kilometers more top speed, but way too far back to make a move, I would assume. And what I like about Pats, he doesn't try and throw the dummy, he just gets focused on it. He's not going to waste any scrubbing off any speed, messing. And look at that, already straight back up there now. And this could be, if he gets on the power early, could be tormenting Berlito. And the pressure here as well. It's not easy having a driver literally right on the back of you constantly. But so far, Berlito's doing a great job and holding off. Oh, and look at this. Brooker has now got that job done. That was a great move there, and Zivokic goes around the outside here, carries more speed. Oh, that's top quality there. And in fairness as well, Zivokic, you know, he just caught that curb on T2, and that was enough. He just had to let off for a second, and that's really what sealed the deal there, as Vermeulen has eventually lost out. Oh. So them two guys have been battling hard, and maybe that's probably not a bad thing that he has now sitting behind, because that was getting quite heated, to say the least. He was just getting very frustrated there on the Aston Martin. And we're on now with Dazuka in 27th, looking to fight with Bieber. Dazuka is a very flamboyant driver. I do like Dazuka in that Lexus. The Lexus and the Beamer fairly even matched, I would say. So the Beamer might just have a slight bit more all-round performance. The Lexus is not really showing that there. The noise of that is gorgeous. Oh, he's got more straight in. Oh, this is going to be interesting to T1 here. What can Bieber do about this, if anything? Because Dazuka looks like he's cleared it and will be able to cover off then for T2. And in fairness, kind of left a little bit of room just in case. Oh, that's beautifully done. And he's pulling quite a bit already. That's great driving there from Dazuka. Beautifully executed move there. And that's the kind of track that this is. Even though you might make the move into T1, you do have to carry around through T3 to really know where you are with this. As we're on now, Mr. Bernanek, the race leader, who's about 4 seconds clear of Taragoja. And guys, I think when we come around to the main straight, this is going to be the lap that we are going to do then to on board with the leader. That Porsche is as planted as can be there. Drops down the gear, uses the rev range, comes out of the corner, goes back up down. That's beautifully done. See that Porsche now is tinting in. He's a lot more smoother on the brake than a lot of people. You normally see a lot of people absolutely hammering the brakes. He's very smooth with his application on the brakes. And the patience on the throttle there, he's carrying so much speed. So guys, enjoy this onboard lap. I'm going to sit here and enjoy it as well.
This is race control. Car number 130 gets a warning for dangerous driving with car 689 in lap 11. Car number 12 gets a 20-second time penalty for causing collision with car 80, lap 13, turn 1, and forcing off car 130 in lap 13, turn 2. Car number 12 also gets a drive-through for causing collision in lap 14 with car number 8. So drive-through, time penalty 20 seconds for car number 12, sorry, and warning for car number 130. Race control is now investigating cars 8 and 175 on lap 19.
Wow, they have been busy. So Vivocic there has himself a drive-through penalty, and that will be painful. But on with this onboard here again with Bernick. Just look how patient he is and the speed he's able to carry. And what he's doing, he's not going fully off throttle. You can just hear he's just balancing himself half throttle and then going on. So he's not scrubbing off any unnecessary speed. He's holding as much as he can, and he's absolute fate in the front end of that Porsche and rear end, because it seems to be just beautifully balanced for him today. That's just gorgeous driving. There's a reason why he's leading the race at the minute, and there's a reason why he got pole position. That's just great driving altogether out of him. Not a bad looking car, that. Oh ho, and here we go, the battle of a Porsche and an Audi. Who is going to come out best on this? Janic there. Janicic is doing all he can now after getting the move done on Rubschleiner by the looks of it. Probably a few corners before, as we're on now with car number 689 and door, so he's got by door, so here we go. Interesting. So down the inside, no, so door just actually just drove straight around him and that was it. Wow, great driving there from Dore, in fairness to him. Fair play. And so Falzicek there now sitting, thinking to himself, how do I get that time back and how do I get by? But then again, Dore does have a 10-second penalty. He probably doesn't need to fight it too much and just sitting behind him and maybe just think to himself, do you know what, I'll be towed away to the end of this race. As Aralavi here and Mex for a top 10 position. This is definitely worth absolutely giving everything for here. It's always nice to finish in the top 10 in a big grid race like this. Arlavi is trying everything. You can see how much of that curb he's using, trying to carry the speed through. And he's catching Mex quite nicely. Both using every bit of the track to get that turn in as smooth as they can, and Mex runs a little bit wider, which you'd expect with the Mercedes, given it does have a front end that might like a little bit of understeer. Alvi is going to have to find a way, boy, because that Mercedes in a straight line is quite tough. If we're absolutely fair about it there. And I hope you guys are enjoying watching these absolute maniacs out on track. Oh, Alvi's going to think about it. Maybe just enough to put off Mr. Mex. Alvi's going to put it around the outside. Oh, great thinking. Mex is going to be feeling the thinking right. He's literally trying everything and he's not getting off my tail. What can I do if I can do anything? So Aralavi here just needs to get a good drive, but Mex is going to get a better drive there because Aralavi caught him up a little bit too quick there. What he needs to do is maybe attack that last sector by holding maybe a tenth or two behind and then attacking the last corner to get a better drive out and maybe attacking down into turn one. We are on now for Mullen, who is up now behind Mr. Zoricic. So Vermeulen was having a good race. I just think he struggled for a little while, but hopefully he has his pace back in. And we can see how he goes for the next 10 minutes as we're only down into the last 10 minutes now. These races are flying. Hard on the brakes now. It's so hard to try and overtake a Porsche there. He'll have it.
This is race control. Incident between cars 8 and 175 in lap 19, turns 1 and 11. Car number 175 gets a drive-through for repeated causing of collision, repeated moving under braking while fighting another car. Dangerous driving for car 175, drive-through for causing collision. Over.
To be fair, I would agree with that there. I think the stewards got that dead on. There was several laps there where the fighting was probably a bit too much. And I think maybe the cool head prevailed after, but maybe a little bit too late now, as he is going to be feeling the wrath of that now with a drive-through. But there's still points to be got, there's still position to be got, so the race is not over by any stage or mean at all. So we're mulling back on here now. Looks like he's doing enough. I think that's just going to be a bit of a fight the whole way through, him and Dunster. At the minute now it is starting to space out a little bit. We've 3 battles here. We've got Formula Dunster, then we do have Aralavi and Mex. And even at that now, it's starting to pull out for Mullen. Oh, much better in the braking area there. Much better on the braking there. Then again, that Porsche is so strong, isn't it? Unreal. So Mullen might pull back a little bit of time here, but then again, he's back to the drawing board. By the time they go through turn 1 and he's not ahead, that Porsche is just going to start pulling away again. Look at the speed difference though, just how much time. No, sorry there. And see what was going on there for a second. So Vermeulen is still trying to find a way. As we're on now with Mikshik and Berlato. Oh, Mikshik there, but this is the thing. The opposite now. Instead of the Audi waiting for the straight, the Porsche does not want this straight. And he's going to play catch-up again coming into Sector 1. But you'll just see how quick this Porsche catches up with the Mercedes. through the first even 3 to 4 turns, you're going to see that gap closing big time. Wait, is this going to go here now? He is right there. Right, coming back on him. Not as close as I expected him to get though, if I'm fair. Oh, as we have now the drive-through coming in now. So look, that's going to be very, very tough for Soricic. But, you know, he's still going to come out in a decent position to try and fight back up through, and has the pace as well. He just needs to keep a cool head now. So we're back on now with Aralavi, and look at this, him and Max are still at it. I think Max just has him covered. Max is kind of, he's understood where Aralavi was attacking or getting close, and he's just getting that data, and he'll place the car exactly where he needs to. So up on the curb, one's not as wide as I would expect him to carry more speed through. But then again, this is where the Mercedes will get a little bit of understeer, and Aralavi might get a bit of time in there. Oh, Aralavi's getting much closer. Oh, as Max runs so wide. Max though holds the inside line, it can dictate Aralavi going wide. Aralavi's going to try and do a bit of a switchback. Don't think it's going to work here. Max though is just doing enough to keep Aralavi at bay, especially in the last 5 minutes. That's the last thing you want to be happening. What can Aralavi do? What is he going to try and do? Wowzers. Now Aralavi coming around there, still not able. He's able to go on the brakes later, but Max here, just that Mercedes in a straight line has him covered, and no matter then what Aralavi seems to be throwing at him, it's not phasing him. He's just not seem to be phased by this. He'll probably have about 3 more laps, depending on how far they are off this race leader. That's Aralavi doing a great job, but Max is just, I might as well call him Kimi Räikkönen. He's just so cool in that car. Aralavi's trying everything, although he's a lot closer here. But Max is letting that car, he's letting the front just run out wide, not a bother. Aralavi was thinking about going to go for it. Then Max seen it, was nearly getting out of it, but then you seen that Aralavi pulled out. This is great driving. There's great awareness from both drivers here. You can see the hesitance in both of them, and it's great to see that because they're very, very aware. It's such an entertaining race to watch these two. It's like a game of chess. Oh, I see Vermeulen's got himself a drive-through. Oh, ooh. This is getting very, very elbows out there. Good driving from Valzicek as well as Brooker there, to be fair about it. Brooker dying to get through just how strong that horse seems to be. Fair play to Brooker. I think that's kind of calmed down for a bit. I think Dan Minton looks, where is he now, down in 13th position there, kind of by himself. I thought he would have been up a little bit further. but still 13th position is very, very respectable. And I'm loving seeing Minton and the likes of Doyle there just getting their cars home now at this stage. It's been quite tough for them. Christianik as well in the Honda. P12 would be great for him if he can hold it up in there. These guys deserve a mention, even though they're not in close battles. You know, to be able to bring these cars home. Obviously with Minton, I was expecting a bit more, maybe something, maybe in the pit stop, a bit of damage, maybe slow them off there a little bit, but it could have been interesting with him and Christianik in the last few minutes. As it looks like when this leader comes around, we could be going on to the last lap. And we will be going on to the final lap now.
Leaders on final lap now.
Well, he's honestly a flawless drive. And the first four finish in the first four positions. And if I am looking right when I say this, it looks like they are all in the same position other than Jay Hughes. As in they were on with Mache and Berlito. Oh, Bieber just holding off. Oh, this will be interesting coming into the last few, on the last lap now. So Ricic is probably trying to find a little consolation to what's been a race of emotions, I would say. And he was thinking about it. Bieber not too worried. Bieber just getting on with it. He knows one more lap. And there's 5th place behind these, so he's just... In fairness, all he can do is just sit there and wait for the best, so that does look like... Oh no, it wasn't. It was doing enough. So it is Jay Hughes sitting behind him. I am right looking at his livery. I don't think Jay Hughes minds too much, although it's only 2.5 seconds off the bogus. But it shouldn't really affect too much, as the race leader must be just about coming around for that start finish. Here he is. That was a showcase of some classy driving. There's nothing else to say. That was a phenomenal win there. And Torregoja then in 2nd place, fighting away there. Well done, Torregoja. Then Borovic coming across the line there with Grogesh behind. Then Jay Hughes, who was behind this little battle, and he has got by the guys that have given up on that, and then that's Bieber going to finish ahead after as well. Great job there. And Bogish, great job in 6th position. Great to see the Bentley up there. Then here we have Mr. Jonišek going across the line with Wolf Schlenner. You've got Kuna, Mex, Aralavi ended up just having to take 11th. Christianik then in 12th. Look at this here. Brooker still not giving up. He has one sector to do it. Oh, he's just going to go for it. He's the better brakes here anyway, and he is going to be ahead going into the braking. Oh, nearly has to stop. He was getting squeezed, but gets the job done. That is what you call a lovely, lovely move there. And Valzicek just has to give in on that one there. And I think Valzicek now will have to make do with being behind Brooker there, because Brooker done a great move. And this is Porsche territory here. Barcelona, you never cease to amaze us at all. And the track temperature didn't jump up as much as I expected in the hour, only up 4 degrees. Phenomenal stuff there. Great racing from all the guys here, as always, in ISDA. And I think it should be time now for an ad from our sponsors, if I remember right.
This is Race Control. The race is finished. We invite all drivers to submit any additional inquiries through ISDA dashboard. Have a good evening, everyone. This is the Race Control. We also invite drivers to join the interview comments. So thank you very much.
as we're just going to get up the race replay now, and we'll have a look at a few of the highlights as well. We'll wait to see if anyone is not too shy tonight. The race start. Let's relive the craziness of that start. Beautiful view there. And this is where it gets a bit scary. Cars off everywhere. Yeah, it's just, that's... The stewards got that spot on. There's no way you could put one car playing with all the cars being side by side. Cars off the track. Cars sideways even before. Yeah, that's a great call by the stewards, to be fair. Some really good racing, boys. And, you know, for such a big field of drivers to do such a great job, it's very, very hard to get an incident-free race. Let's be fair about that. So fair play to the drivers, week in, week out, coming in here and giving it their all and representing ISDA and themselves. Some weeks you get it right, some weeks you don't. The best thing you can do is learn from it. And I will say this, I'm seeing progression of some of the drivers coming through here. I've been very impressed with a few of these guys tonight. So it looks like now that we have someone going to come in for an interview. Hello Alex, how are you doing?
Hello.
Well, that was a great race from you. How was it? Do you want to just walk us through your whole race?
Well, it's been 2 weeks I didn't race. I've been ill. So, well, it's great to be back. I'm actually surprised I was that close to the top guys. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say you had amazing pace. Honestly, great racing from you.
I had amazing pace, but I was a little bit inconsistent. I couldn't do the laps I should have been doing. But again, I've been ill the past 2 weeks, so I guess I can't be happy with that.
Well, I'm glad you're on the mend, and for a guy who's not raced for 2 weeks out, being able to come back in tonight and to be racing at that level off the bat, that's an achievement. Like, in fairness, you can only literally hold your head up so high tonight. That's been great racing from you.
Thank you.
And do you want to talk us through your race? Who did you enjoy battling with? And, you know, what was your expectations, I suppose, coming into the race? And how was your race plan with the way you were doing your strategy as well? Did everything go to plan?
When I overtook Marini on lap 1, I was like, okay, let's hold him back. I know he's like 1-2 tenths faster, but oh my goodness, I don't know what happened on the slow corner. I didn't outbrake myself. It's just the Porsche didn't brake. I guess it was because of the tires or cold brakes after the safety car. So he was side by side. I was thinking, should I keep the side by side? No, just go ahead and let's have. I actually wanted to keep him close. But again, I saw that he was more consistent. He was like pulling 1-2 tenths, and then on the second stint he was 3 seconds ahead. I was like, oh, I mean, we weren't pushing that hard. If I were to push, he was going to push. It would be silly, and I was like, okay, let's just finish the race.
Oh, 100%. There's no point over pushing, and you know how hard this track is on tires. So I think you done the right thing by just kind of racing your own race. If he was a few tenths ahead and you probably realised maybe that battle just wasn't yours to win, you were better off doing exactly what you're doing and bringing it home. It's all about getting the points and position as well.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I have to say, great stuff. And the Porsche around this track, it's impossible to beat it.
Well, I couldn't see any Hondas on the top. But Honda would be, I guess, there with the Porsches. BMW, I'm a little bit slower, but I should be there. Actually, there was P4, P5, there was one BMW. But yeah, it's just the Porsche is so great here as well.
Yeah, ever since the BOP, I think the Porsche has been a go-to for a lot of guys lately. It's been a phenomenal car, and it's great to see people not afraid to drive it? Because I used to hear that, oh, it's too scary to drive. You guys make it look like it's a little go-kart to drive.
It's not easy. Trust me.
You definitely make it look easy. Trust me on that one. It was very good stuff. And what are you expecting next week?
I hope I don't get ill again, and I will keep pushing.
Well, that's what I like to hear. But I honestly want to say thank you so much for jumping in for the interview, Alex. Now, am I saying your second name right, Taragoja, or is it Groja?
So, yeah, Taragoja is fine. I mean, with a British with a British accent, Taragoja is totally fine.
I should fall out with you. I'm not British, but I will let that slip because I'm ruining your name every time I say it.
No worries. I'm into languages, and I love accents actually. So don't worry.
Well, look, once you don't mind me ruining your name, it's absolutely fine. And we're joined here now by Mr. Mali Bako, which I'll probably ruin his name, as well as Selfer.
Yes,
How are you
thank you.
doing, lads?
Good evening. Good evening.
Yous were very busy tonight in the stewards room, I'll say.
No, we finally had a calmer evening. Let's say maybe on the level of race 1, but definitely a lot more time to spend with the guys compared to race 2 and race 3.
I was no quota. But honestly, great decision on turn 1, by the way, lads. I think that was the only decision that could have been, because there was just too many cars out of position and off track, and it would have been a disaster to try and pin that on one person or two people.
Yeah, basically, when we investigated, we saw that we cannot single out an incident that would be the cause of everything. And even if we did, there would be we wouldn't have a single person to blame for everything. So in the end, our way of thinking was we have the safety car, we let everyone repair and get back up to speed, so we didn't want to interfere too much. But anyways, the warning goes out to everyone to try and avoid it in the future.
Yeah, but no, honestly, it was a great call. Look, unfortunately, it's the nature of this track, isn't it? Like, people will try and go around the outside of turn 2 as well as people outbreaking themselves into turn 1. It's the nature of these race starts, especially when you're kind of at the back of the grid. It's easier when you're the top 15. You can kind of get away with it when you're kind of in the back side of it as well, with people rejoining and people just kind of being everywhere at that stage. Like, I think there was nearly like 5 cars wide at one stage.
Yeah, Barcelona is very tricky for starts. While we're mentioning the safety car, I want to introduce my friend Andre here. He was the one driving it.
Hello.
How are you doing? So, what was it like to lead the race for a few laps?
I actually didn't lead because I was on the blue flags.
Well, technically you were leading.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was nice to go on the track during the race for once.
Yeah, first time this season.
Yeah, exactly. Which is not a bad thing, actually. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah. So we just decided on what speed I should stick to, and then I was trying to kind of focus on the speed and not go off track at the same time. But
what speed were you sticking at?
We switched it between 100 and 120 kilometers per hour.
That's fair. That's fair.
When we saw how many guys are in the boxes, in the pits, and we were waiting for them to kind of repair, so we slowed it down to wait for them so they wouldn't have to unlap the safety car.
Okay.
So, and then we sped it up again to 120. And once everyone was more or less caught up with the rest of the grid, I would say Slobodan decided to call in the safety car.
No, you done a great job, and at least you didn't spin the safety car. That would have been a disaster. So the pressure was on you.
There was one moment, yes, but yes.
It would have been funny, but guys, I do have a little thing. I said it in the stream. I'd love to see if anyone could do a livery of the safety car with all the ISDA and then the SRP logos and that on it as well. Would look awesome.
Yeah, maybe we could do it. Next time we could include it, but so far we kept it yellow and orange to be like the high visible colors.
Yeah.
that would
Alright.
make the car absolutely stand out.
Well, it stands out anyway with the beautiful roar of the V10, but I know that's not really what you're looking for. It sounds so nice going around the front. But so far, guys, we're 4 races in. How happy is with the driving so far, and with how this championship in the Winter Series is going?
Maybe I could say a few words and hand it over to Andre. Yeah. I think that we had a really good start in lap 1, and I remember coming here for an interview with you at the end of race 1. Maybe I told lap 1, but I meant race 1. Anyway, we had such a good start, and then race 2 and race 3 we had not so good races. We were overloaded in the race control, trying to get on top of everything, trying to make penalties that would indicate that drivers need to take special care on how they behave. But for some drivers, it was not enough. So before this race, we put out some kind of a final warning to drivers who got repeated offenses that ended up in strict penalties. By strict penalties, I mean at least drive-through. So the post was out there for those of drivers who got 2 or more drive-throughs, stop and goes during the first 3 races. So I think after this race, I think the word has gotten out fairly, most importantly, very clearly from us.
Yeah.
And I think that the drivers behaved really nice this time out.
Yeah,
So I hope this is how the rest of the season will look like.
I think what it is, you know, when a new season starts, the first race was too good to be true, and you always expect in the first race people being a little bit green with each other if there's a few new drivers mixed in with that as well for a little bump, and I think that's what happened in the second race. But like you were saying, the race 2 and race 3 were bad races. They were phenomenal races. Of course, they had a few instances which kept you definitely on your toes, but by no means were they bad. The action, my voice was nearly gone last week. It was great.
Yeah, you had action. Well, our voice also in the race control was lost, because I think we had, I'm not sure, around between 40 and 45 incidents to look at during the course of 1 hour race. So it was trying to get quickly to the solution, to the penalties, not to miss anything. In the end, we watched like first 5 minutes of the race and the last 5 minutes of the race, and I'm ultimately grateful to the stewards that are helping us with this.
Yeah, fair play. And I think a lot of people don't realise that when running leagues, especially for live shooting, it takes so much work. And as well with the broadcasting and everyone else that does the organisation in the background, there's so much time goes into this as well. And I do like to see that you do have guys in here that actually donate to what you do, because it does take a lot of time and money to be running leagues like this. So fair play to everyone who has helped you out so far as well.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's supporting our work.
Yeah, it's I have to say I'm really enjoying it since I've came in comms. I'm really enjoying the format. I love the fact that there is the safety car, there is the live stewarding as well. For me, it brings a really nice dimension, and not many leagues run this. So for me, it's quite a nice thing to see.
Indeed, thank you. Andre, do you want to add something? Maybe I missed something.
Probably not. Only just that maybe the stewards are not perfect. Of course, we can make mistakes and so on. So it's also good that the drivers actually tell us when they think something was not fair or so, and so on. So we take a look at it when they tell us, and we also can admit some mistakes and so on.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing. Like, it's hard to be right all the time, and at the end of the day, everyone is just human. And the fact that, you know, you're doing that live, you really are within a time limit to get the right decision made, and sometimes with the time limit constraints, you might not get the right decision. But as you say, you're not afraid then to admit then if you have made a mistake, you know. So that's positive.
Absolutely. We're always open to appeals, to penalties, to investigations, because we know that we might not have a good, a very clear picture actually on what's happened. But finally, it's the drivers who explain us that maybe we should have taken a look at something else, and we're always humble to admit a mistake and make corrections. But yeah, anyway, we're doing this for 2 years now, so we are, I would say, really efficient behind the scenes, which is.
I'd agree with that. I genuinely would agree with that. Obviously, I've experience in other leagues and that as well, and no, I'd agree. I actually high ISDA in high regards. And I definitely encourage drivers to come and join and race here. And anyone who even comes across these streams, don't be afraid to join the guys. It's a growing league, and as you see, it offers a very diverse race in the fact that it has the live shooting, it has the safety car. Not many leagues have that, because people like Mali, like Andre there, have to sacrifice their own love of racing to make the community that bit better. And I absolutely commend anyone that does that, because they will sacrifice their own racing to be doing the student, to do the safety car, to make sure that the drivers themselves and the viewers get the most interactive and most real life feel. So fair play to all the guys in the background, genuinely. And unless guys just have anything more to add, I think we may call this one an evening. What do you think?
Definitely. We need beer. We need beer.
I need me dinner. I haven't got me dinner. I was literally only home about 5-10 minutes before this starts. But look, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't be afraid to watch it back, and don't be afraid to join in if you're new to seeing these streams. You'll be looked after, and it's a very welcoming league, open to everybody. And thanks again as always, and thanks to the sponsor SRP for doing their thing with us as well. And have a great evening.